30 million years ago, a monster roamed the landscape.
Well, we're talking about one of the most ferocious animals that probably ever walked the earth.
This was the biggest beast to live in North America since the dinosaurs.
Look at the size of that skull. Look at all those teeth in there. There is no animal like this anywhere.
See, if this thing's biting over the front.
But this creature's true character has baffled the world's best paleontologists. It might look like a pig, but it's more vicious than a grizzly bear. One thing is for sure, this beast was so frightening, some call it the pig from hell. Prehistoric America, 30 million years ago, the dawn of the Oligocene epoch. The Earth was cooling, and as temperatures dropped, the landscape began to change. In what would someday be Nebraska, Wyoming, and South Dakota, tropical forests gave way to a radically different environment. As forests disappeared, animals had to adapt to a dangerous new world of wide open spaces with nowhere to hide. A world where there was only one way to survive: run for your life.
Camels become adapted for open country, horses become adapted for open country, and you have to be able to escape your predators by being fast runners.
As prey animals became harder to catch, predators also had to change. In this arms race, it took speed and jaw power to stave off starvation. There were nimravids, cat-like creatures with saber teeth, which could kill with one quick bite. And the fearsome hyenodon with its lethal jaws. There was another animal stalking these deadly grasslands. Scientists call it the entelodont. More than a meter at the shoulder, weighing in at 270 kilos, entelodont was the Oligocene's #1 menace.
Entelodonts, I mean, they were really bad-looking animals that only a mother could love. And if you were another animal on the landscape, I mean, you saw one of these things, I think you'd go in the opposite direction.
Paleontologists have always looked at the entelodont's sheer power with reverence. But its behavior is one of evolution's most puzzling enigmas. Was it a pure hunter? Or did it use its battle tank body simply to protect itself from other predators?
Between the biting and the chewing, you wanted to stay away from the business end of this animal. Just look at it. Look at the size of that skull. Look at this, all those teeth in there. There is no animal like this anywhere.
Entelodont's name means perfect-toothed. Its teeth were driven by a perfect system, which gave this creature a ferocious bite. Its jaw power came from two massive cheekbones that leveraged the muscles and supercharged them, driving the deadliest jaws of its time. Jaws that could open 90 degrees and could clamp down harder than a hippo's or a crocodile's. This beast was bioengineered to bite. But what it was eating and why remains a mystery.
Entelodonts have no modern relatives, no modern close relatives. So it makes it a challenge for a paleontologist to figure out how they made their living.
What would an animal with such an enormous flange on its face, such enormous teeth, be eating? What was it doing?
Entelodont fossils first caught the attention of scientists in the 1850s. They decided it was a bear-like creature. But then grooves in the teeth suggested that entelodonts were digging for plant roots, meaning that they literally ate like pigs. Today, scientific analysis has confirmed that the entelodont's closest living relative is the pig. But while this creature has some pig-like features, scientists have struggled to place it in any one category.
In many ways, they're analogous to pigs, but they're also analogous to bears. They're also analogous to hyenas. Nobody's thought about these animals before. And there's no animal alive today that is a direct comparison to entelodonts.
The lifestyle of entelodonts has provided paleontologists with difficult questions. A new generation of scientists is looking at the entelodont to determine why this plant-eating animal had teeth like a carnivore. Entelodont jaws held 4 different kinds of teeth: canines, incisors, premolars, and molars at the back. The back molars were ideal for grinding vegetation, but it's hard to imagine that the entelodonts would have needed such lethal canines and incisors just to grab plants. Then, in 1993, a discovery suggested that entelodonts were chewing on much more than plant roots.
We've got a set of vertebrae here. You can see the neural spines are evident.
For over 15 years, this quarry site in the Badlands of South Dakota provided paleontologists with a multitude of fossils from the animals that shared entelodonts' world.
There it is. First time out in 33 million years, huh?
30 million years ago, this place was a watering hole crowded with rhinos, camels, and early horses.
Well, we have some articulated ribs.
Scientists also found one of the largest collections of entelodont bones in the history of North America. So many that they dubbed the site the Big Pig Dig. Fossil hunters also found the prehistoric equivalent of fingerprints, entelodont teeth marks, all over the bones of the biggest and fastest animals of its time.
Well, these represent bite scars along the dorsal margin of this rhinoceros skull. Well, what could make these marks? If we take an entelodont skull, we see that the premolars are widely spaced apart. So when we lay that over the top here, lo and behold, they're matching up quite well, suggesting that this animal is at least a likely candidate for biting through the top of the skull of this rhinoceros.
The dig presented key evidence that entelodonts didn't just eat plants, suggesting that they were less like modern pigs and more like fearsome prehistoric predators.
If we look at the front of the mouth of an entelodont, it's got a very strong bite that's interlocking. The teeth come together like that. The tips of the teeth don't touch each other, so it's not really specialized for cropping vegetation.
In addition to interlocking, the front teeth angle slightly forward, giving entelodonts the ability to grab and nip, something plant eaters don't need, but meat eaters do.
The incisors and the canines would have been perfectly capable of tearing a bite out of a carcass.
But dentition isn't the only reason paleontologists believe the entelodont was a dedicated carnivore. Under Wyoming's rugged terrain, scientists are finding more and more bones bearing a powerful tribute to the entelodont, perhaps the most unusual and the most mysterious of all prehistoric predators.